Like and subscribe on the way in the door, people. Today, I'm gonna talk about two of the greatest of all times, and talk about why I would choose Jordan over Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. And in this video, I'm also gonna go ahead and give my top five. So first of all, let me put some respect on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, the player who has arguably had the greatest basketball career in its entirety. If you're talking about from high school to college to the NBA, you know. And then another thing I want to say about Kareem is, and I'm guilty of this too. I feel like today, when most people talk about Kareem, the first thing that they think of is, the NBA's most unguardable shot and the sky hook, and which is very true. But I feel like a lot of times he gets reduced down to that. And Kareem was much more than that sky hook. I was just the other day checking out some Kareem highlights, and I forgot just how many moves he had in general. Like, he had decent handles for a big man like that. He had just a great arsenal of post moves, but then he also had a great jump shot. And to me, his jump shot was different than most big men. Like, his jump shot, he actually got into the air on that jump shot. Unlike most big men, I think, like, if you're gonna qualify that stuff as a jump shot, a lot of the times is barely a jump shot. They really not getting off the ground much. So yeah, Kareem had an actual jump shot. So I just wanted to put some respect on Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Now, let's get into the reasons why I would choose Jordan over him. First of all, because me personally, I tend to favor players who can create completely on their own. Whereas, most big men, they need somebody to get them the ball. Like, they couldn't go coast to coast, They couldn't go coast to coast for the whole game, bringing up the ball and creating their own shot. They need someone to get them the ball. So I personally tend to favor players who can create their own shot. Like, they don't need anyone to get them the ball. So to me, that's one reason why I choose Jordan over Kareem. And this next reason I choose Jordan over Kareem, and like I said, I'm gonna give my top five in this video, so to kind of explain my top five as well. The next reason I choose Jordan over Kareem is because Kareem and Magic Johnson are two players in the top five who played with each other. And that's kind of why I have Magic Johnson where I have him as well. It's like, Magic Johnson, you played with someone who is arguably the GOAT to a lot of people, who is rightfully in the GOAT conversation, unlike LeBron James fanboys. Kareem is rightfully in the GOAT conversation. And so yeah, and Kareem is like, you play with a player who is in most people's top five. I think it's safe to say that Magic Johnson is in the majority of people's top five. So, so for that reason, I choose Michael Jordan over Kareem as the GOAT, and just as a player in general. Michael Jordan, he only had Pippen, and Pippen is a top 50 player. But Pippen is not I don't think Pippen's in most people's top 10. He's probably not in most people's top 20 or top 30. But he's a top 50 player, I believe. So yeah, to me, that's the difference. Is Michael Jordan played with a top 50 player and Kareem played with a top 5 player. That is why I choose Jordan over Kareem. Now, so let's get to my top 5. So here's the way my top 5 works. I have 1 through 3 is a definitive 1 through 3, and the last 2, 4 and 5 are interchangeable. My top 5 is number 1. Sure, we don't have to say it, but let's say it anyway. The GOAT, Michael Jordan. Number 2 is probably going to be controversial to a lot of people, but I have Kobe Bryant as number 2 for me. Number 3, this is where I have Kareem, and I have Kobe over Kareem for that same reason, because I prefer players who can create their own shot. Now, Shaq is maybe in some people's top 5, but I would say that Shaq is probably not in most people's top 5. Yeah, so that's why I have Kobe over Kareem. So Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, and then I have Magic and Bird interchangeable. And I know a lot of people have Magic over Bird, because Magic has 5 chips versus Bird, who has 3. However, again, same reason I have Jordan over Kareem is kind of why I have Magic and Bird interchangeable, even though Magic has more championships. Magic played with someone who is arguably the GOAT. Larry Bird did not. So I have Magic and Bird is kind of interchangeable. And I think it's only right because, people often pair those two together for saving the NBA. To me, those 2 players' legacy is always linked together. And, it would be hard for me to put one over the other. So I just kind of, Magic and Bird is interchangeable to me. Again, Magic has more championships, but Magic played with someone who is arguably the GOAT to a lot of people. Or at least is legitimately in the GOAT conversation. So yeah, that's my top 5. That is why I have Michael Jordan over Kareem. And again, I'm going to say this again because I feel the need to say this over and over again so that people understand, I have the utmost respect for the older players. So for people who have Bill Russell as the GOAT or Kareem as the GOAT or Wilt as the GOAT, or who have a combination of those players who fill up the top 5 and, may not have Kobe in your top 5, I say you kind of be hard-pressed not to have Magic and Bird in the top 5. But I understand that because, again, I respect the older players. And, again, like I said, to me, I feel like if you weren't there to witness those players play in real life, then there's no way you can grasp the full weight of their game, even with the stats, even with the highlights. It's just no way to get a full feel, just like us trying to explain to these fanboys and the younger generation what it was like to grow up in the Jordan generation. We can talk about it, we can try to explain it as best we can, but there is no way to know unless you experienced it. So anyway, yeah, that's my top 5. Jordan, Kobe, Kareem, and Magic and Bird interchangeable. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Do you agree with my reasons for having Michael Jordan as the GOAT over Kareem? And if you don't, please, by all means, let me know your reasoning. If you have Kareem as the GOAT, if you have other players as your GOAT, let me know. Drop your top 5 in the comments. You all have a fantastic day, and I will see you next time. All right.